Is everybody seeing my screen over here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, today, guys, we're gonna be talking about future-proofing kind of your real estate business, going beyond automation and building real loyalty. I did quick my presentation, so some of these slides don't have my name or all that other stuff in it, so please excuse that. But again, more focus on actually doing than letting AI or anybody else take it over. So I wanted to make sure I was there. So everybody, most of us already use some form of automation, CRM. So that's no longer a competitive advantage. It's the agents will dominate over the next 5 years are the ones that aren't the ones grinding the hardest. They're the ones that are leveraging and investing time into what matters most, which is building genuine, lasting relationships. So the hook here, the agents who dominate in the next 5 years aren't the ones working harder. They're the ones working smarter, right? So in this session, guys, we're going to learn how AI systems can give you your hours back in your week, but more importantly, how you can reinvest those hours into personal touches and acts of generosity that will future-proof your business. So I'll go in here and say, technology is nothing without the human touch. AI is a lever. It's something that helps you with living heavy tasks with less effort, but it's not the ladder you climb. But let's see here. Trying to break down what we work in. Sorry, guys, I'm jumping here. I got this in two spots, but as we go, there's kind of this quadrant, what we're going to be working with, what we deal with when we work with our clients. There's always 4 quadrants when we deal with things, and we always want to be in the highest quadrant that helps us out. So first quadrant is identify a client's needs, understand unique requirements for each client to tailor the solutions effectively. We want to implement automation tools to streamline processes, enhance efficiency and service details, integrate CRM systems, and then measure our success, analyze performance metrics to continuously improve services and client satisfaction. So guys, when we leverage AI in real estate, we want enhanced efficiency. So AI helps us streamline processes, reduce time spent on tight tedious tasks, allowing agents to focus on building relationships with clients. It gives us data-driven insight. So AI can also analyze market trends and improve client engagement. AI tools enable personalization, communication, ensuring clients feel valued and connected, which fosters long-term loyalty. Are you guys all kind of seeing that these are things that we have with AI that's helping us out? Are you guys all using AI for these purposes?
Yeah, we're really using it. Garrett and I are just really we're really using it, man. We're using it for everything. Sending out perfect emails. We'll write an email and run it through just to our database, everything. We're staying right on top of everything it has to offer.
Awesome. Well, I gotta tell you the one thing. I know you work hard, and I know you use AI. I know Elgin does a little bit of this as well, but where I think you two separate, Elgin and Nate, over a lot of people that start or maybe introduction into the AI is they dive in. And where I would dive in when I first started, oh, AI can do this. I can write this letter. I can do this. You guys get the letter, you read it over, you send it out, and then you follow up with a phone call. So you're using AI to enhance, not replace.
100%, and I hear it all the time. I've actually had a couple people leave our team because they said, "Oh, we're going to go because this other team promised us AI will do all of our business." And I'm just, oh my God. I think, what people have to know is you use AI to enhance your relationships and make you have more relationships and be able to talk to people more. You can't just plug in an AI and people call you to come and list their property. You still have to have a conversation. I'm sure Elgin will shake his head correctly on that one, right? It's about the relationship and having people. But the AI can definitely help you, get to more people and systematize your work and make you more efficient. That's where I'm seeing it happen. Charts
Yeah.
and
I
graphs.
I, I agree with that.
Well,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Garrett will write an email now, like to a seller's response. I have 2 attorneys, and they're both active litigators. And we're selling. It's about a $6 million, seven between the two houses, and he can answer their question, put it in AI, and it'll give all the real estate codes. So, like the email, we can put what we want and then tell it to use all the real estate terminology, and they just love the way it's organized because of their analytical minds more than us just stammering through it. So it's working really good as as something to assist, not something to replace, just like you said, Michael.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
Nate, are you using it integrated with your CRM of choice, or are you cutting and pasting and putting in the prompts and, using your chat GBT or Gemini, doing it that way?
Yeah, it's a great question. So what we're doing right now is I don't personally have AI responding to, let's say, my pond of leads or things like that. We still monitor that manually. We do have automatic system updates and things, but I don't have bots talking to any people. Okay, I personally don't. Okay, any people. But let's say somebody's asking us a question, or we're writing a response, or we're checking out the best ways to do something. That's the way we're using it. So Garrett will just speak it, anything that he wants. He'll speak it right into Chat GPT. He'll speak it in, and it'll give the best way to respond for everything. Does that make sense? But
Yeah.
I know people are having AI, and some people probably will say they're having success. But guys, still, how many AI calls am I getting a day? I can still tell it's AI. You know what I mean? Like I just hang up on those phone calls. So I don't have them responding, but I think you could probably have AI responding to web searches and things like that, but we don't have that yet.
Right.
So
I don't have it connected to. Well, Bold Trail has an automatic AI assistant to it, incorporated. I'm not really using that yet, and pretty similar because of what Nate just said too. Is I think you have to monitor at least a little bit about what you send out, even though it's all because even though they're automatic and they're really good, they're not perfected yet, and you want to make them sound like you. So Matt, I cut and paste more, but one thing that I really use it on is it's pretty much taken over my emails. So first of all, my emails will get sorted in different places. So my actual emails that are not solicitations, et cetera, go directly into my inbox, and it will actually write responses for me as drafts. So I look over the draft first before I send it out. But I would say 7 or 8 out of 10 times the draft is really good. Then I can go back, and it saves me time because I'm one of those guys that when I get emails, I look at them. I can go back and look at the ones that fall into the quote unquote marketing section later. So that saves me a lot of time. And I'm that, like what Michael mentioned, I kind of like jump into things. Like I say, I always say I jump into the water, figure out if it's hot or cold. Once I get in it, I don't necessarily do as much research sometimes as some people do, maybe should. But one thing that I personally have found with AI that works for my style of personality is because it changes so much, so quickly, so rapidly. I don't know that you ever really get a good. You could try to get a good hold on AI and never get anything done. You kind of, in my opinion, you kind of got to like dive into it and then just keep updating yourself on what it is good for you and the way you do your business. That's just my personal opinion and my personal style. So that part of it works for me.
Well, I'm curious on the email. Are you using an email app, or are you using AI that's integrated with, say your Gmail, or how are you having your CRM take over your email? Being a
No, there's a and actually it comes it's with the XP. I've forgotten what it's not Fiverr, but it's
Fixer AI.
yeah, that's it. So so for me, everything that goes through my email, it just sorts it and sends it and puts drafts together and all that sort of stuff. And then I don't have to. All I do is check it. I just check it before a draft goes out. And sometimes I change the draft or add something to it or whatever. But it saves a lot of time. It connects with the properties that I have that are in escrow. It connects with the stuff that comes in. It'll even answer questions of people that send me emails about some of my listings. I just check it them again to make sure that it's sending out accurate information. But it's an incredible time saver. It's an incredible time saver.
So you guys, I put AI where it's at right now. And I don't know how many of you have cars that have self-driving, and a lot of people now have cars that have the smart cruise control. And I'll trust my car to do the smart cruise control. So it'll follow behind the car, safe distance. If the car gets in front of me, it'll slow down. If it moves out of the way, it speeds up. Right? But I won't trust my car enough to say, take me to this address, and it makes all the turns and stops and does everything. I still need to be there and in control and handle that. That's where AI is, I think, right now. It's good enough to give me the answer and help guide me somewhere and be my cruise control, give me the idea, because that's where I can cut and paste. But it's not good enough to take me all the way and say, you handle it, right? So that's where I put AI, guys. That's what I think we're at. You know, maybe 3 years, 2 years down the line, I don't know how fast with everything, the advancements is coming, it will get there, but it's still never going to replace us. And I still think we need to be checking in on it and seeing what it does. So
I wanted to let you know that Alex Dreyer is doing a great series on using AI where you train it to be used. So you have to answer these 25 questions that are very in depth and to make it be more like you, which makes a big difference.
It is huge to see the difference of somebody else, you know. And if you guys, anybody who's using it, you know, I should do this with when I meet up with you, Elgin, or Nate, or anybody the next time, is let's plug in the same prompt into our chat GPT and see how it responds based on what you've been putting in and based on what I've been putting on, and see how it responds accordingly and how much more like each one of us it is. But no, just to go back to what we're talking about, you know, AI enhances efficiency. It's the lever, not the ladder. So where AI fits best is efficiency, time creation, client organization, content amplification. Okay. Well, I want you guys to answer me this. If we have two agents, one agent is AI replacement mindset. He loads clients into automation, lets drip campaign do all the touches and just lets it go. Or another agent uses AI to prep scripts, reminders, posts, and then picks up the phone and actually calls and talks to the agent, to the clients. Who do you think is going to be more productive?
The second one.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the personalized agent. I mean, we're still in the people business, and we're still in the, relationship business, and AI is never going to replace that. So if you don't have a relationship with people or gain some kind of connection with them, then, I mean, you're no different than an answering machine.
Yep. And here's what the big point Elgin brought. AI saves you a lot of time. So AI clears your plate so that you can be present in your relationships. So we use AI just like people use virtual assistants, just like we use leverage. It's another form of leverage to take care of all the stuff that take all this time that we don't want to deal with, or that's harder for us to deal with, that just takes our time, tedial, menial work. Now I've got an extra 2 hours. Hey, Nate, you want to go to lunch? Let's talk about something. Hey, Elgin, let's sit down and go over, what your goals are for the next year in housing. Hey, Sid, let's just have coffee and just reconnect. That's going to open up those times because I'm having AI take care of the things that are taking all the time. And that brings me to the next part. It's the power of personal touch. So my slides here a little bit here. But technology makes things faster, but it doesn't make people feel special. So
did anybody else lose the slides? I don't see the slide.
You guys lost? Oh, you don't have the slides anymore?
I see him. I see him.
Okay. So
Must just be me.
You lost him, Matt?
Yeah, I just have a big black screen.
Anybody else?
No, mine is showing.
I see it.
You guys, and I'm going off and on the slides. The slides are there, but I'm again, I'm taking left turns and right turns because I think it brings up some points, but I think some of the more details are just the slides are there kind of as guidance. So, personal touch, it doesn't make people feel special. I mean, personal touch makes people feel better. Technology doesn't. So personal touches like care calls, handwritten notes, forging lasting connections with clients. So thoughtful gestures enhance your relationships and demonstrate that you genuine appreciation for your clients' loyalty. And that's what builds the loyalties when you have those. So why personal touch still wins, guys, is trust is human. Clients don't trust bots with large investments. They trust you, right? Memory is emotional. People remember how you made them feel, not what template you sent. And last, referrals are personal. Nobody brags about your drip campaign. They brag about how present and thoughtful you are. So some quick examples that you can do. Care calls. Hey, John, how you doing? Just a quick, hey, John, how you doing? No agenda, Handwritten note. I know Elgin's big on these. Hey, thank you after showing, or happy 1 year anniversary on your home, or, sorry I missed your birthday, even if it's just, the little clip that Elgin says he sends, I'm so sorry I missed your birthday. Those things are great. Popeyes, seasonal gifts, pumpkin pies, simple home care kits, any of those things that you can do, that's going to be something that you can have example of personal touch, a video message. People get so caught up in, now that we have our CRM, and CRMs are great. Oh, I can put it on a drip campaign. Again, the last thing that you have to do, a drip campaign, not drip campaign, CRM, it is your guideline. It sets up, it takes things off your plate. But there's always a task in there that people aren't seeing. Pick up the phone and call. Add a task. Actually meet with these people. Go to showings. You have to ask for the business. You have to be available. You have to be present, because unless you have the ultimate video, text, email where you send it out and all of a sudden everybody's calling you, say, wow, Elgin, that was a great email. I want to buy a house today. Is that great? Let's do it. It's not going to happen. It's going to maybe pique their interest or whatever, and then you're going to follow up and you're going to check in with them, see how they're doing, and you got to build trust. Otherwise, they're just saying, oh, I just keep getting these emails from somebody. It's great. I got the information. But when I'm ready, I'll just go out and then I'll decide who I'm going to use at that point. The other thing that I think that allows this, and I'm going to kind of transition this all into, as we go from personal touch and everything, is we got to add into it generosity. So with the extra time that we have, we build into our generosity. So generosity is really the growth multiplier. It's the heart of building trust. So generosity does not require a big wallet like some people think, though. It requires presence, service, and care. And this is how you turn clients into relationships. So here's a few forms of generosity that we can do that are not expensive, because I know a lot of people, when they get started or when they get going or when times are tough, like they've maybe been this last year, that they say, hey, money's tight. I can't just give away things, or I can't just buy, a bunch of things to drop by or do anything. So 3 forms of generosity that we can do. Number 1, time, right? We can volunteer at community events, attend school fundraisers, show up your clients' kids' soccer game. Just be present. Make time to give there and build the relationship one-on-one or in a group where you're going to be present for them, and that's going to build the relationship. That's generous. You're giving of your time. We only have so much. Knowledge. Share freely. For market updates to home hacks, do a Facebook Live. This is great on these lists. 3 things to do for this, 5 things that do this. We want to make sure that we're sharing our knowledge, and that's generosity. Don't hold back. Don't try to say, oh, I'll do this for you if you do this. Just share as much knowledge as you have with the people. Let them know that you're an expert and that you're the person that they should go to, and that you're willing to help them whenever you can. The last one is connections. When I first got started, one of my mentors came to me and he said, consider real estate like a bicycle wheel, right? You're the center. You want to be the guy, the girl, the person, right? I want to be able to go to Ralph and say, hey, Ralph, I need a plumber. Hey, Ralph, I need a painter. Hey, Ralph, I need a gardener. Hey, Ralph, what's the best Chinese restaurant in the area? If I'm going to you, Ralph, for every single thing, where am I going to go when it comes time to do something in real estate, right? So we have to be the center. We have to make sure that we're making these connections. And in making the connections, I've had people talk to, and I know other people do it. I've talked to painters and people that say, hey, if you send me something, I can give you a little something back. I say, no, only thing I want is I want to grow your business. And then when people come to you, I want you to tell them how great of a realtor I am. I'm not advertising for you. You're not paying me to be an advertisement. I'm genuinely supporting your business and hoping that you see that I'm doing that, and that you see the professionalism and the type of person I am, so that you will genuinely support mine, right? Make sense, everyone?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And then the last thing I will talk about here is, we go that is really future-proofing our business, through relationships. You guys, AI is scalable, but so is reputation, right? Why does real reputation and relationships, why do they outlast tech? Because AI levels the playing field. In 5 years, every agent will have the same tech stack, right? Right now, you look at it, everybody can use the same thing. Everybody uses MLS. Everybody has a CRM. Everybody has Chat GPT, right? Everybody can give a quick answer, right? but it's how you build those relationships. Reputation compounds like interest. Every personal call or act of generosity builds trust equity. And human connection is scarce. The rarer something becomes, the more valuable it is. I don't know how many of you have had clients that have reached out to you at one point and said, you know, I was just looking around and everything, and I thought, 3 years ago, you reached out to me and you've kept this relationship. And so who else was I going to use? Who else could I use for a client, or for my agent? Because you kept that connection with me. We had coffee the other day, and you know what? I went home and somebody said they wanted to buy a house, and instantly I thought of you, right? Because we have that relationship. If you're new, I don't know how, I had 5 people fighting over me when I was a brand new agent. I want to be your first sale, right? There's sometimes the people that think they're new and they're like, oh, I'm so new, nobody's going to want to work with me. If you have these relationships, people want to support your business and they want to be the first one, or they want to help you get going. But you do that by being a relationship, and then people know who you are. The knowledge people know that you can get, but who you are, people want to work with somebody like, right? They know, they like, they trust, they love. Any of that they want to do. So you build these relationships and the rest will come. Here's again, in 5 years, every agent will have the same tech stack. Your differentiation will be you. Technology will get you in the door, but relationships will keep you in the room, right? Again, technology will get you in the door, but relationships will keep you in the room. It's the same thing. Anybody can get a listing. Anybody can help somebody buy a house. Where you're going to find out if you did a good job and you built that is if that person calls you back and says, oh, we're ready to buy another house, or says, my daughter, my son, my brother, my cousin, my best friend wants to buy a house. And of course, I thought of you and I want you to help them. So that's where it's going to be when we want to really see how we're doing, building those relationships. That's where it goes. So anybody can get one time. It's what you can do afterwards. So again, AI brings the time back, personal touch brings loyalty, and generosity brings growth. So I'm going to kind of close this up here and just bring it back open to some conversation here. But just the challenge I'm going to have for everybody this week is just take 2 of the hours that AI automation has saved you, and don't put them back into that, but put them back into relationships. Remember, AI makes us faster, automation makes us sharper, but only relationships that make us unforgettable. All right, guys. So any questions? Anybody want to chime in and tell me what they thought, how you're using AI, or what you're doing with some of the time, or what you guys are doing with the relationships that you do have to help grow and build your relationships so that you are standing out in people's heads?
I know the one thing that I'm doing, if you guys aren't, I would suggest is, yes, I do a lot of video, and one of the things is always looking for content, right? You can go into your AI and you can let's say you tell Chat GPT or whatever, or Gemini or Grok, whatever you're using, and you say, what are the top 5 things that a seller needs to do before putting a home on the market in blah 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 area in 2025, and it'll give you 5 topics, right? Well, guess what? Those 5 topics are now 5 videos or 5 newsletters or 5 emails, where all of a sudden you've got enough content now that it's given you to where you can just expound on. You don't even have to use them word for word. You can take those topics, what it says, and now you've got a video to it. You've either got a long or a short or a YouTube video, or again, you've got something you can send out to your database. There's a lot of stuff like that you can use, that because a lot of times we don't send out, at least for me, sending out videos or sending out certain things is because it's like figuring out what to say, or what, or keep you from doing that. But if you already have topics, and we all have enough knowledge or gaining knowledge in our businesses, that's an amazing time saver. To all of a sudden have 4 or 5 topics that become 4 or 5 YouTube videos that become 4 or 5 whatever, and it took you 30 seconds to get that. I would suggest make videos about buyers, make videos about sellers. If you're doing agent attraction, make different videos regarding that stuff, so that now you also have topics to talk about, that you can send out, that you can do and follow up on. But now you're not wasting a whole lot of time trying to figure out what to say, how to say it, and to write it. It's there for you. So that's something that I really use it a lot on, that works well for me. You'll pretty much see, those of you that look at any of the videos or stuff I put together, the majority of them now, I'd say 7 out of 10 of them are something that I've had AI generate, and then I just talk on and put my own personality in, and that whole thing.
Good deal. I want to challenge you, Elgin, something I think that's good. You're doing that great. Now, when you make your 5 lists and you're going to do a video on the top 5 things that you can do, and like you said, you have 5 topics or you whatever, take each one, right? You can do a short thing on it, but then you can just keep expanding and expanding and expanding it. So then when you call up your clients or you talk to them and say, hey, what do you think about that? Then you can really get into depth with somebody, because you have this whole little workshop almost planned out that you've expanded because you went there. Or you can go and say, okay, I made my short one, now let me make a long one. So you could talk about it here and say, if you want to find out more about this, go to my YouTube and you can see this whole topic expanded. So now I have my short videos that touches on one, and now I have a long video that I've referred to, but I've already just expanded what I've gotten from there. So
That's a good idea. Thank you.
We were using it to if you don't have a stager, that you could be like the way a room, take a picture of the room, it'll tell you how to set up the furniture in the best way, things like that. Amy and I did it to our house. So we wanted to try it out. So you can took a picture of our, like, a game room. We have a big extra living room in our house, kind of weird, built in the 80s, right? And it showed us how to set up all the furniture, where every game should go to be the most eye appealing. We set up the whole room, and then if we wanted this color and that, I mean, it's crazy. So there's all kinds of little things you can do to use it, but like you said, just to supplement, save you time.
Yeah. So how many of you guys are having a coffee, making, a meeting, with somebody, maybe not necessarily a buyer's meeting or buyer's, presentation or a listing presentation? How many of you guys are having those meetings all the time with your possible clients, with your possible affiliates, with your possible other agents, to keep building those relationships? Because
I do.
I do.
Once or twice a month, I take my neighbors out and we go to the smokehouse, and I'm the driver because I'm the designated driver, and I socialize with them because I know one of these days they're going to buy a house or sell their house.
yeah, that's awesome.
We go out for dinner.
That's perfect. I used to laugh because I'd go back and I'd tell people, I said, what is the ultimate form of real estate? And this is my thought of real estate. What I think of it, and if I'm going to be a high producer, I'm doing everything great, is I'm picking up the phone and saying, Elgin, let's go out to dinner, let's talk, whatever. Obviously, I know my business enough, but I've done it enough and I have the facts that all I'm doing is keeping these relationships going. Elgin, let's have dinner. Nate, let's have dinner. Sid, let's go to the baseball game. Claudia, let's have dinner again. Let's, with the family. And I'm just building these relationships, and everybody knows what I'm doing. And obviously they see that, and I'm bringing my production around when I'm doing it. But it's the ultimate, you get paid to have relationships, right? To have your knowledge, but this is what the business is about. And it's to make those connections. So if you're not making those connections, right, then you're not doing your job.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Sorry, Michael.
Go ahead.
One of the referral partners. I'm sorry, I go out with my referral partners. Like, I'll go out with my referral insurance agent. We'll go and have coffee at least, I'm saying, a couple of times a month, just to kind of talk. I'll go out with my referral mortgage lenders. I go and hang out with new home builders. I go and hang out with, sometimes car salesmen. What I'm saying. I go and hang out with title reps. I go and hang out with these people because obviously they are not in real estate, but when they get someone around real estate, I'm their guy. So it's just a relationship. AI can't do that.
Yeah, No, that's all it is, you guys. It's just building these relationships and keeping everything going and just enhancing. So buy back your time, guys. This is my thing. I'm gonna close it down here pretty quickly because we're coming to the time, but really it is buy back your time using AI, right? Get the personal touches in, and then build your reputation and build your business. Make yourself future proof by leading with generosity, right? If you do those three things, your business will grow. You'll have the time to do it. You'll make the personal relationships. And the greatest thing, guys, when you have these relationships, who doesn't want to help a friend? Who doesn't love going out to eat? Who doesn't like to provide some knowledge for somebody? Like, who doesn't like to be thought of as, wow, this guy's always so nice. This guy takes care of us. You could be business, you could be strict, you could have whatever. I look at I'll go right for that. I look at Elgin. Elgin is very generous and kind, but very, he doesn't just say, hey, here's money, but he's also very, he's business. He puts his effort in. He wants to help people out. He's not throwing money away, but he's a very generous man. And I looked at him, and he's got a lot of respect from a lot of people around, and he's helped a lot of people out just from, the type of person that he is. So if we can be like that, I mean, look at his business. It's going to grow. I'm sure you're going to have happiness. So everybody just do those ends. Let's see if we can hit that challenge. I said, try to buy back 2 hours and put back 2 hours of your time from using AI in your automation, and use that to build relationships this week. Sound good? Okay. Thank you, everyone.
I just put something. I was just saying, I put something in the chat for, Nate was talking about virtual staging, and I don't know if people have been paying attention the last week or so, but Google released a new, what they call it, I guess, Nano Banana, kind of a strange name, but their new tool for editing photos where it's not creating an AI generated image, it's taking the actual image and then doing some really nice edits to the actual picture and trying to make it as photorealistic as possible. And one of the uses is staging. So I just posted an article. I didn't read it in depth, but it also linked to a YouTube video. I saw a couple YouTube videos on this topic the end of last week. It's pretty new. I mean, the tool is new from Google.
Thank you. So I'll check into it. Anyone else before we close?
A great tool that we're using, realestatecontent.ai, and what it does is you basically program it for your market, for exactly where you are, and it automatically creates very nice graphical posts for your social media. Like, here's the market report for this week. My problem is I get busy and then I forget to keep doing the posting. This kind of does it automatically. So think of it like it's doing the posting for you, like 70% of your posting. And that way you can, like you're saying, do the personal stuff. Like, here's my dog video. Here's my funny, I'm over here at this coffee shop. But it keeps people front of mind, and it's useful information. It's a very powerful tool. It's about $99 a month. And then they get a discount for teams, but well worth it. It's been a great game changer for us as far as being consistent on posting.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you, and thank all of you. And we will see you guys all next week. If you have any questions, let us know. But I look forward to talking to y'all. Take care.